ground vibrates beneath your feet. A low, distant roar ripples through the dense, mist-covered forest, carrying across the open floodplains. Every instinct in your body tightens. You know something massive is moving just beyond sight. The air is thick with the scent of life and the lurking promise of death. This is the late Cretaceous, over 100 million years ago, a time when Earth was a theater of relentless predation, where only the clever, the fast, and the adaptable survived. Here, size alone does not determine supremacy. Strategy, speed, and intelligence often outweigh brute force. Tyrannosaurus rex may dominate the human imagination today, but in this prehistoric world, there were predators far deadlier and cunning, whose names are less known. Giganotosaurus stalked the floodplains of South America, towering over titanosaurs. Carcharodontosaurus prowled the arid deserts of Africa, its serrated teeth slicing through flesh like a living blade. Spinosaurus mastered both rivers and land, a semi-aquatic predator hunting fish and small dinosaurs alike. Allosaurus thrived in Jurassic forests, coordinating ambushes with remarkable social intelligence. Mapusaurus, a close relative of Giganotosaurus, demonstrated patience and teamwork, taking down massive herbivores in coordinated attacks.
So if you're new on our channel, make sure to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for future updates and comment down your thoughts about this topic in the end. Now, let's move towards our topic.
Imagine standing at the edge of a vast Patagonian plain, sunlight flickering through drifting mist above the river channels. The ground is a mosaic of ferns and cycads, and the air buzzes with insects, birds, and smaller reptiles. In the distance, a herd of titanosaurs moves slowly, their enormous feet pressing deep impressions into the soft earth. Among them, a juvenile grazes slightly apart from the group, unaware of the shadow watching from the dense thicket. Giganotosaurus crouches low, eyes sharp, nostrils flaring as it studies its target. Muscles coil beneath thick skin, limbs taut with potential energy. Fossil evidence shows that these predators relied not on raw power alone, but on speed, agility, and intelligence. Long, flexible spines, powerful hind limbs, and massive tails allowed precision ambushes. Tooth wear patterns and skeletal fractures from prey show that Giganotosaurus struck at vulnerable spots, delivering lethal bites without risking its own teeth, a hunter refined by millions of years of evolution. Across the continents, Carcharodontosaurus prowls the sun-scorched plains of North Africa. Over 12 meters long, its serrated teeth were perfect for slicing through flesh. In open terrain where cover is scarce, patience and precision were essential. Fossilized bones reveal repeated calculated strikes, a predator that could tire its prey over time, showcasing hunting intelligence far beyond mindless aggression. Spinosaurus, meanwhile, haunts the winding rivers of North Africa, gliding silently through water with a sail rising along his back. Its long, narrow snout lined with conical teeth is a perfect trap for fish, yet it can ambush small dinosaurs along the riverbanks. This semi-aquatic predator blends stealth, strength, and adaptability, a rare dual-domain hunter exploiting both land and water with lethal efficiency. In dense Jurassic forests of North America, Allosaurus stalks its prey in packs. Fossilized trackways reveal coordinated hunting strategies, isolating herbivores and attacking with surgical precision. Healed bite marks indicate persistent, repeated strikes, planning and cooperation as critical to survival as teeth or claws. Intelligence and teamwork define this predator, challenging the image of dinosaurs as solitary, mindless beasts. Mapusaurus, closely related to Giganotosaurus, demonstrates patience and group strategy in Patagonia. Fossils show repeated injuries on large herbivores, implying coordinated hunting over days. Here, endurance, timing, and teamwork were as important as raw strength, allowing Mapusaurus to dominate some of the largest prey species on Earth. Now return to Giganotosaurus, crouched in the Patagonian floodplain. The herd moves deliberately across the sunlit plain, unaware of the predator stalking them. Muscles coiled, eyes scanning for weakness, it inches closer, blending into the vegetation. Every step, every flick of its tail is precise, calculated, rehearsed over evolutionary time. Then in a sudden burst, it charges. Jaws snap, claws rake through foliage, and the juvenile titanosaurs let out a terrified bellow. The herd reacts too late. One strike, perfectly timed, disrupts the delicate balance of predator and prey, demonstrating survival honed into a deadly art. The floodplains themselves are alive with tension. Rivers reflect the sky, and birds wheel overhead, alert to every movement. Volcanic peaks in the distance remind all creatures that danger can come from above as well as below. In such an environment, adaptability was crucial. Apex predators mastered not just their prey, but the very terrain they hunted in. By the time the hunt concludes, the plain grows eerily silent. Giganotosaurus moves away, muscles relaxing after the tension of the strike. The herd, shaken but aware, regroups, its members alert to the shadow of a predator that may still lurk unseen. Across continents, Carcharodontosaurus, Spinosaurus, Allosaurus, and Mapusaurus pursue their own survival, hunting with precision, strategy, and intelligence, each dominating its niche in the tapestry of Cretaceous life. In this world, the deadliest predators were not simply defined by size or ferocity, but by cunning, adaptability, and mastery of their environment. Each, Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Spinosaurus, Allosaurus, and Mapusaurus, represents a chapter in the story of evolution's brilliance, where survival demanded intelligence, patience, and an intimate understanding of both prey and landscape. Across the continents, the landscapes shift dramatically. From the lush floodplains of Patagonia, we move thousands of miles to the sun-scorched deserts of what is now North Africa. Here, Carcharodontosaurus reigns, a predator both terrifying and precise, moving silently across open terrain where cover is scarce and the sun beats down relentlessly. Carcharodontosaurus, the shark-toothed lizard, measures over 12 meters in length. Its teeth are serrated like knives, perfect for slicing through the thick hide and tendon of herbivores. Unlike Giganotosaurus, which relied on stealth and ambush, Carcharodontosaurus thrives in an environment that allows little room for surprise. Here, endurance, timing, and relentless precision define success. Fossilized bones of prey reveal repeated bite marks, a testament to hunting intelligence. Each attack is measured, exhausting the target, gradually weakening the defenses of even the largest herbivores. Imagine a vast desert plain, shimmering under the relentless sun. Sparse acacias and low shrubs offer minimal cover, and the wind carries the scent of life and danger. A group of iguanodonts moves slowly, searching for water. Carcharodontosaurus approaches from a distance, muscles coiled, senses alert. It does not rush. Patience is its weapon. Observing the herd, it identifies the weak, the slow, the young, those whose survival instinct has been compromised by inexperience or injury. Then, with a sudden burst of power, it strikes. Claws tear, teeth slice, and the victim collapses under calculated force. The predator does not waste energy. It attacks with precision, strikes repeatedly, and retreats if the balance tips against it, conserving strength for the next opportunity. Meanwhile, the rivers of North Africa host another marvel, Spinosaurus, a predator that defies traditional dinosaur norms. Its long, narrow snout is lined with conical teeth, ideal for spearing fish, while elongated neural spines form a sail along its back, perhaps used for display or thermoregulation. Unlike most terrestrial hunters, Spinosaurus masters both land and water. Its paddle-shaped limbs allow it to glide silently beneath the river surface, eyes scanning for movement above and below. A shoal of fish drifts lazily by, unaware of the shadow gliding overhead. With a strike precise as a spear, Spinosaurus captures its prey, demonstrating evolutionary ingenuity. Yet Spinosaurus is not limited to aquatic hunting. Fossil evidence suggests it could move bipedally on land when necessary, ambushing small dinosaurs or scavenging carcasses along riverbanks. In this dual-domain existence, it exploits a niche few predators can approach. An apex hunter adapted to multiple environments. The predator's success depends on versatility, blending stealth, strength, and environmental awareness. It is a reminder that survival in the prehistoric world demanded adaptability as much as ferocity. Back on land, Carcharodontosaurus and Spinosaurus illustrate the diversity of predatory strategies. One thrives on endurance and precision in open deserts, the other on versatility and stealth across rivers and floodplains. Both are shaped by their environment, each evolving specialized adaptations to exploit opportunities. While Giganotosaurus dominates the forests and floodplains of Patagonia with ambush tactics, these predators show that apex status can be achieved through entirely different evolutionary paths. But predators are not solitary forces of destruction. Social intelligence and coordination also define success. Allosaurus, smaller but no less formidable, demonstrates this principle in the dense Jurassic forests of North America. Fossilized trackways reveal packs moving with precision, isolating herbivores and attacking strategically. Healed bite marks on prey indicate persistent, repeated strikes, a combination of planning, observation, and cooperation. Each movement is part of a deadly choreography, executed with patience and timing. In this environment, intelligence and collaboration outweigh brute strength. Similarly, Mapusaurus in Patagonia exemplifies the power of persistence in group hunting. Fossil evidence shows repeated injuries on large titanosaurs, implying prolonged attacks over days. Packs of Mapusaurus used patience, observation, and timing to wear down even the largest herbivores, demonstrating that coordination and strategy were as lethal as claws and teeth. These predators were not simple killing machines. They were intelligent tacticians, exploiting weaknesses, learning from each encounter, and adapting their approach to maximize efficiency. The prey, of course, were far from passive. Titanosaurs, hadrosaurs, and stegosaurs developed armor, spikes, massive size, and herd behaviors to counter predators. Every adaptation prompted a counter-adaptation, a relentless evolutionary arms race. Fossils reveal healed injuries, multiple bite marks, and skeletal fractures, showing encounters that were prolonged, calculated, and intense. Survival depended not just on size or speed, but on strategy, anticipation, and adaptability. Imagine the scene in vivid detail. A Carcharodontosaurus stalks a weary iguanodont across a shimmering desert plain, timing its approach to exploit fatigue and distraction. Nearby, a Spinosaurus glides silently beneath the water, eyes flicking above the surface to spot small terrestrial prey. In the forests, Allosaurus coordinates an ambush on a giant sauropod, while Mapusaurus packs track isolated titanosaurs across the open plains, waiting patiently for an opportunity. Each predator operates with purpose, intelligence, and evolutionary mastery. These interactions reveal a world far more complex than raw power alone. Survival in the Cretaceous depended on environmental mastery, behavioral intelligence, and adaptability. Fossils of bite marks, trackways, and skeletal injuries act as records of these strategies, allowing modern science to reconstruct scenes of life and death from millions of years ago. These predators, Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Spinosaurus, Allosaurus, and Mapusaurus, were apex hunters not just because of size, but because they mastered both prey and habitat. In the African deserts and rivers, in the Patagonian plains and Jurassic forests, life was a delicate balance of opportunity and danger. Predators were students of their environment, learning from each hunt, refining tactics, and exploiting every weakness in prey behavior. The sophistication of hunting strategies, from ambush and precision strikes to endurance, adaptability, and cooperation, demonstrates evolutionary intelligence at its peak. The sun begins to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across rivers, deserts, and forests. In this twilight, the predators continue their eternal cycle, stalking, striking, retreating, and surviving. In the rivers, Spinosaurus disappears beneath the surface with its catch. In the deserts, Carcharodontosaurus lumbers toward the next potential prey. Across forests, Allosaurus moves with pack precision, while Mapusaurus waits, calculating its approach. Even Giganotosaurus, back in Patagonia, rests momentarily after its hunt, muscles coiled for the next strike. Each predator demonstrates that survival was not merely a matter of strength, but of intelligence, adaptability, and mastery over environment and prey. Their reigns, though separated by continents and habitats, are bound by a common principle. Evolution rewarded those who could think, plan, and adapt. The prehistoric world was an unforgiving stage, where every shadow, rustle, and movement carried the weight of life and death. Across continents, predators and prey engaged in a constant evolutionary dance, each adapting, innovating, and surviving in their respective arenas. From the floodplains of Patagonia to the deserts of North Africa, from dense Jurassic forests to winding river systems, the rules of survival were written in tooth, claw, and strategy. Imagine the plains of late Cretaceous Patagonia. A herd of titanosaurs grazes peacefully, unaware of the shadow lurking in the low vegetation. The Giganotosaurus crouches, muscles coiled, senses alert. Every movement of the herd is monitored, every weak or isolated member noted. When the moment arrives, the predator strikes with surgical precision. Claws tear, jaws bite, and the victim collapses under targeted force. The attack is over almost as quickly as it began, leaving the rest of the herd shaken but alive. This is not mindless predation. It is strategy honed over millions of years of evolution. Thousands of miles away, the African deserts glimmer under the scorching sun. Here, Carcharodontosaurus stalks a slow-moving iguanodon. Without cover, the predator must rely on keen eyesight, stealth, and calculated bursts of speed. Bite marks on fossilized bones reveal repeated attacks, showing patience and persistence. The predator tires its prey methodically, weakening its defenses before delivering the fatal blow. Every strike, every retreat, every careful calculation speaks to a hunting intelligence far beyond brute force. Meanwhile, in murky rivers, Spinosaurus moves with quiet precision. Eyes above and below the surface scan for movement. Fish, small dinosaurs, or any opportunity to secure a meal. Its elongated neural spines and paddle-like limbs make it a master of dual-domain hunting. One moment gliding beneath the water, the next stalking the riverbank, it exploits niches that few predators could ever dominate. Spinosaurus demonstrates a fundamental principle of survival. Versatility is power. In the dense forests of North America, Allosaurus coordinates with its pack. Shadows move among towering conifers as the predators execute a perfect ambush. Prey is isolated, attacked strategically, and weakened over time. Healed bite marks on herbivore bones indicate persistent assaults, a blend of cooperation, observation, and social intelligence. Alone, an Allosaurus could not overpower such massive prey, but together these hunters achieve feats that rival even the largest predators of open plains. Mapusaurus in Patagonia further exemplifies teamwork and patience. Fossilized remains show large herbivores bearing multiple injuries from repeated attacks, suggesting hunting campaigns that span days, even weeks. Coordinated efforts allowed these predators to bring down prey far larger than any individual could handle. Intelligence, patience, and timing were as lethal as teeth and claws. Every predator faced its own challenges. Environmental pressures, droughts, floods, forest fires, and shifting landscapes shaped their strategies. Each prey species evolved defenses, massive size, armor, spikes, and herd vigilance to survive repeated attacks. Fossil evidence shows the ongoing arms race. Predators adapted to overcome defenses, prey developed new tactics to survive. This delicate balance of adaptation defined the ecosystems of the Cretaceous and Jurassic worlds. Consider the interactions across habitats. In rivers, Spinosaurus contended not only with fish, but also with crocodile-like competitors and smaller predators. On open plains, Carcharodontosaurus had to exploit every opportunity, knowing that mistakes meant starvation. In forests, Allosaurus and its packs relied on timing, coordination, and observation to succeed. Across Patagonia, Giganotosaurus and Mapusaurus balanced ambush tactics with cooperation to survive. These predators were masters not just of hunting, but of learning from their environment and prey, refining tactics, adjusting strategies, and adapting continuously. Yet even the mightiest predators were not immune to the ultimate force of nature: extinction. Approximately 66 million years ago, a cataclysmic event, likely a combination of asteroid impact, volcanic eruptions, and climate upheaval, shattered the world these predators had dominated. Floodplains dried, forests burned, rivers shifted, and prey species disappeared. Apex hunters, finely tuned to their environments, faced impossible odds. Fossils tell a stark story. No amount of intelligence, strategy, or adaptability could fully counteract such sudden ecological collapse. And yet, their legacy endures. Fossils, bite marks, trackways, and skeletal structures preserve the narrative of these hunters' lives, offering modern science a window into their strategies, behavior, and environmental mastery. Giganotosaurus teaches us about precision hunting and ambush tactics. Carcharodontosaurus shows the role of endurance and repeated calculated attacks. Spinosaurus reveals the evolutionary brilliance of dual-domain predation. Allosaurus and Mapusaurus highlight the importance of social intelligence and cooperation. Through these lessons, we glimpse a world of sophistication, complexity, and survival beyond mere brute force. Imagine the final moments of this ancient world. Spinosaurus glides through shrinking rivers, hunting fish with unerring precision. Giganotosaurus moves cautiously through barren floodplains, scanning for prey among dwindling herds. Carcharodontosaurus traverses harsh deserts, muscles coiled for the next opportunity. Allosaurus coordinates one last ambush in shadowed forests, while Mapusaurus patiently tracks isolated prey across open plains. Each predator operates at evolutionary peak, yet all are at the mercy of forces far greater than themselves. The prehistoric stage reminds us of a profound truth. Apex predators are defined not only by strength, teeth, or size, but by intelligence, strategy, adaptability, and environmental mastery. Life is a continuous interplay of opportunity, risk, and survival. These hunters, Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Spinosaurus, Allosaurus, and Mapusaurus, illustrate the delicate balance of ecosystems and the relentless drive of evolution. Their story, preserved in fossils and footprints, continues to captivate our imagination. From the rivers and forests to the plains and deserts, the predators of the Cretaceous and Jurassic were not monsters. They were architects of ecological balance, masters of survival, and living embodiments of evolutionary brilliance. Each strike, each pursuit, each strategy was honed by millions of years of trial and error, a testament to life's capacity to adapt and endure. As the sun sets over ancient plains and rivers, we can almost hear the echo of their existence. The silent glide of Spinosaurus beneath water, the roar of Giganotosaurus over floodplains, the coordinated ambushes of Allosaurus, the patient stalking of Mapusaurus, and the relentless pursuit of Carcharodontosaurus across the desert. Their legacy is eternal, immortalized in stone and bone, whispering lessons of survival, intelligence, and adaptation to anyone willing to listen. The Cretaceous world may have vanished, but its lessons remain. Survival demanded more than strength. It demanded strategy, versatility, and mastery over one's environment. The deadliest predators you've never heard of, Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Spinosaurus, Allosaurus, and Mapusaurus, serve as enduring icons of evolutionary ingenuity, their stories echoing across time, inspiring awe, respect, and understanding. In the end, the roar of the prehistoric world reminds us that the most formidable hunters are not always those we recognize. They are those whose intelligence, adaptability, and ferocity remain etched in history, waiting to be discovered, studied, and understood. The story of these predators is not just about life and death. It is about mastery, survival, and the relentless power of evolution itself.